What's going on, guys? PokemonRadar here again with another episode of Collectors with Cards, drinking coffee. Hope you guys have a cup of Joe here, or your water, your tea, whatever you're drinking,
Good old water.
whatever fancies your interest here. But good morning. Well, I keep doing this. It's 2 o'clock today, but we'll get this up on Monday morning. So today we got a special guest. Someone that has greatly supported and bought one of my hats, by the way. We have the great Gengar Brigade. How you doing,
What's
sir?
up, guys?
Or Saeed.
Good, my man.
Saeed, how you doing? Good.
I'm good. How are you?
Good, fantastic. One thing that I didn't do before this, which I wish I did, is go back through our messages, because we've been talking on Instagram for a while, haven't we?
Yeah, since last year. Prior to regionals here in Dallas back in January, I think when you were doing box breaks or booster packs, and I would join in and stuff, and I would buy.
Yeah, that was a short-lived but very fun time. We did quite a few base set breaks there. That was good, and
We did some Gym Heroes or Gym Challenge, one of those.
Yeah, Gym Heroes Unlimited first edition, and I ran out of product pretty quick, and now PokeRad's the guy for that. So
Absolutely.
But so Saeed, you're down in Texas now. Were you at regionals? We were trying to meet up, weren't we? And we just never crossed paths.
You know, I came to regionals. It was my first time ever coming to a Pokemon related, event. I didn't even know those things even happened.
Mm-hmm.
I came with my little sister, just kind of survey, and I heard about the CUDA coming, and by then I had watched 4 to 5 videos of Scott, Pratt, and kind of getting the fundamentals of how grading in Pokemon is as far as the explosive market, not knowing that it is what it is. I honestly thought it died down. But yeah, I came and looked around. I was shocked, and I was really happy that, it's still going on. And then that line happened with Fukuda, and then I remember just coming in the line. My sister and I came on that Saturday, and we honestly thought it was going to go, really quick. We didn't know how these things worked, right? So we were there for about an hour and a half, and then we just left.
Okay.
And then we weren't upset. It was like, all right, well, next time we'll plan for longer. Well, I ended up coming tomorrow, which was Sunday, and I stayed there for 4 hours, and I ended up getting what I got. But
yeah, no, that was
crazy.
That was my first signing event as well. I remember that time where I discovered that. Yeah, first it was like, okay, Pokemon's still a thing. They're making new cards. There's some value in vintage, and then it was like, whoa, they have championships, world championships, all this stuff. I was like, this is crazy. And yeah, my first event was Worlds in 2017, and getting to meet up with people and just kind of get that whole atmosphere of Pokemon again was really cool. So yeah, that Fukuda signing it definitely threw me off with having to wait 4 hours to get 3 cards signed, but
it was a business deal for you, wasn't it?
Well, no, I went there personally.
Oh, cool.
I had the mindset of I had a few cards that I wanted for myself, and then I was just going to get as many signatures as possible because I saw value in that, and hopefully paying for the trip at the very least. And which I think I have at this point, and still have a couple extras left. So,
good deal.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just for people that look at those types of things that don't think they can afford to go to them, there's an opportunity there to pay for itself. You just have to be conscious of it. So,
Sure.
those are so much fun.
They are.
So Gengar Brigade. Let's talk about this first. I mean, it's got to be obvious. Gengar is your favorite Pokemon, or has it changed? What's going on there?
It's like the laughing stock of E4 because I don't know when this conversation was had, but we were talking about cards. I don't know for the upcoming Shiny V set or maybe Champions Pass, and I ended up talking about Jolteon because Jolteon is actually one of my top favorites.
Okay.
But the majority of my collection is Jolteons. I only have one Gengar. So I have a Gengar from Sky Ridge. And PSA 9, I absolutely love that card. I got it for super cheap for $133 last September.
Oh, wow.
But the weird thing is I don't really like a lot of the Gengar arts I see. Do I respect it? Absolutely. But it's just like, I remember I was talking to PFM the other day on voice about the Gengar fossil card. He's like, what do you mean you don't like that Gengar card? And I was like, it doesn't call to me. I don't know. But a lot of the Jolteon arts do. So I just kind of hoarded a lot of them.
Okay.
But
that's interesting.
We joked.
Yeah, that conversation of, like, I hear the opposite side of that a lot, of Gengar collectors are like one of the most spoiled. They have, people love their arts. He gets quite a few of them in key sets, and yeah, so that's funny to hear that the other perspective of that, especially from someone with GengarBrigade as their handle. But
and we've talked about, like, I was like, man, I should probably change it, but I felt like it's too late now. GengarBrigade now just be a laughing stock now, like a couple people we know.
Well, we know. I think that's Gem Mint Pokemon's favorite as well.
Yeah,
the Jolteon from Jungle, which that artwork. I think you have one up there. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Is that the no symbol?
Jolteon. There's no symbol.
Nice.
PXA 9.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Beautiful. Yeah. No, I pulled one of those Gengars from, like, I've opened 4 Skyridge packs in my life, and the Gengar was one of them, and I got a 10 in it, and I sold that like as soon as I got it. But
nice. Was it the holo or the reverse?
The holo.
Nice.
The holo. So that was pretty cool. That's one of the videos I go back on my Instagram to look at. But so yeah, you're pretty new to Pokemon now. I mean, it again, the majority of people I talk with and know now, it was Pokemon Go, it was Evolutions that brought us back in.
Sure.
So, well, before we touch on that, let's talk about Pokemon from your childhood. That's what I like to connect pieces there. Where were you born? Where are you from originally?
Born and raised in Dallas.
Okay.
So born and raised in Dallas. I live about 20 minutes away in a suburb called Carrollton.
Yeah.
It's plain, just a generic suburb. But I grew up in Dallas, and my dad had a convenience store back in the day called Quick Shop.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So my dad had a convenience store, Quick Shop, and in the plaza there was a buffet, Mexican restaurant, and so forth. But there was also a place called Roy's Newsstand, and it basically sold, magazines and newspapers and such. So I would go in there, just to pass time because I was bored at my dad's store. Well, Pokemon just came out, and naturally it was, it was crazy. Just like every story you hear, oh, it was insane. It's the same version for me. It was insane. However, what's more nostalgic and memorable for me was there was a guy by the name of Pete, and Pete started working at Roy's. Pete had just bought Roy's Newsstand, and I was 13, 14 years old when it came out, and he was incredibly kind to me. We talked Pokemon, and this is a grown-ass adult. He didn't have to talk to me, but he did. And I would stay there for hours just talking about Pokemon. I mean, literally just, the popularity and how much fun it was. Well, he started collecting, or not collecting, he started selling all the boxes. Mm-hmm. Like, he pretty much had, base, jungle, fossil, Japanese, he had it all. Well, my sisters and I would go buy packs. We would only get, allowance for enough for like 2-3 packs, right? So we would just spend it all on Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Well, we hadn't been there for a while. I don't remember why, but one day he came to the store and visited, and he brought me and my 2 sisters at the time, I have 3, all Japanese base set packs. And he just brought it just because we hadn't seen him in a while. Well, I opened mine, and it was the Charizard, of course, right? And it's funny, that card has been sitting in my binder for so long, and that binder ended up in the garage because just like, most people, Pokemon goes away because girls happen. Mm-hmm. And anyways, when I got back into it, I found the card. I looked at the binder, I saw the card, and I graded it just because it was very nostalgic and memorable for me. Mm-hmm. And it got a PSA 7, which I was surprised. I didn't think that card or any of those cards would get any of those grades because a lot of them are pretty beat up. Mm-hmm. Well, I got a 7. But, I watched the anime, and I just got into it like anybody else would.
Yeah.
But the way that he talking to someone at 13 years old when they're trying to discover who they are, you know, and a grown ass adult just talking to you about life, girls, Pokemon, everything. He meant a lot to me, and I never saw him again. That store got sold. I got, you know, it got sold. It's that, you know, it's funny. I work at an office literally catty corner to that plaza now. It's weird how that ended up.
Yeah.
It's weird, but tried looking for him, never found him. But I just wanted to let him know how much he meant to me back then. Just, you know, talking to a 13-year-old about Pokemon when you know, he could go on about his day, but he didn't.
Yeah, being supportive of that, and maybe your parents weren't as supportive of it as he was. But Pete's a good guy. Pete, if you're watching, come find us.
Yeah, Pete's a great guy, man. But yeah, I mean, Pokemon completely changed my life. You know, it was a fun thing to get into, and the thing is, I never got out of it. While I stopped collecting cards pretty much after the second generation, you know, girls happened, and then I got back into it shortly after college, and but it was just like, you know, watching the anime again, playing the video games. I was very big on Yellow and Silver.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah.
Good choice on those. I like, Yellow and Silver are good. But no, I've never heard every time I hear of someone getting Japanese cards in the past as a kid, it was usually like a Gen 2 pack before we knew there were more Pokemon. So hearing that you had open a base set Japanese, and even, you know, again, pulling the Charizard, that's the first I've ever heard of something like that. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And with how big Pokemon was, I'm kind of surprised that your dad's convenience store didn't have Pokemon himself.
Well, he did.
Oh, he did.
He ended up doing it way later when it died down. He started carrying base set packs. And by then I was just like, oh, cool, it's base set, you know, but it wasn't as popular. It started to die down, you know, dwindle down a little bit. I don't know how he got the base set booster box. And I remember when I asked him recently, he's like, hey, do you remember when he started collecting Pokemon cards and leaving it at the store? He said he had no idea. I doesn't remember that, but I, you know, clearly do. I saw it. But,
have you dug through everything, through all the storage and all that, to see if there's anything left?
Yeah, I've looked everywhere. I mean, we have old boxes and binders. My dad just found in the attic old Michael Jordan cards, sports cards. I think I tagged you and Andrew from Loot Box about it, and it was cool to see that. I was a huge Bulls fan back in the day when Michael was there. We found some Pokemon cards, but they were like commons and uncommons from Jungle. Okay. That's my favorite set. It's Jungle.
Oh. Wow.
But yeah, I've looked everywhere. But the collection that I have amounted to now is just the usual binder, and then just slabs that I bought.
Okay, so it never really died out for you. All the cards that you said. So when did you seriously get back into the cards then? Just last year? I got back.
You know, it was around the ending of 2018. One of my friends who had just got into Pokemon Go, she was like, hey, meet me up in downtown, let's play Pokemon Go. And I was like, I haven't played Pokemon Go in years. Or maybe about a year and a half. I was like it was a lot of fun back then, but not anymore. Well, I've never told you this, but I got in. I was like, all right, cool, let's play. So one night I got home and went on YouTube, and I guess we're talking about Pokemon so much at the Mexican restaurant that one of your videos came up on suggested viewing.
Oh, really?
And I was like, yeah. And I was like, what the hell is this? And I was like, I guess my phone's listening to me again. So I clicked the video, and it was you. And I don't remember what video it was. And I was like, what, there's Pokemon YouTubers? Like, I didn't know that was even a thing. Maybe I was like, maybe they're talking about the past, you know, surely they're not talking about the present. So I clicked one of your videos and I ended up watching majority of your videos. So you're one of the first people I knew this existed.
Wow, that's a first. Wow.
That's a first, yeah. So then I looked you up and I was like, whoa, he's got a lot of followers. Like, whoa, he's got great content. Whoa, he has a lot of potential. I was like, all right, like, this is good. So then I started looking around more. I was like, what? There's Leonhardt. You know, I started seeing all these other Pokemon YouTubers, not realizing this thing was even a thing. I mean, for people that know me personally, know that I am really, really deep in the art community in Dallas. That's all I do. I'm very heavily invested in the art scene. So anything else besides that, I usually don't have time for or have made time for. So Pokemon came out of nowhere back into my life. And then I started seeing, I think one of your videos, you had a graded card, and I didn't know what that was. So naturally I did research. And I found a lot of cards on eBay, which come to find out that is the go-to place. Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So I started looking. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to start collecting some of my favorite cards from back in the day, right? Well, naturally, a lot of them are going to be from base set and jungle. So I bought a bunch of them. I bought a bunch of ungraded and graded cards, like the Pikachus and Squirtles and Bulbasaurs that I got for criminally cheap now. They're worth, what, a couple thousand now. So I got, 3 hidden Fate tins next to me somewhere over here that are ungraded cards that I need to, figure out. But yeah, so it just literally came out of nowhere, and I started buying like crazy, and then the big boom happened.
Mm-hmm.
So
wow,
here we are.
well, that's a feel good thing for me right there. That's great to hear.
Absolutely.
I was always, Gem Mint Pokemon was the first one that I knew, and the fact that I got to meet him, talk with him, like, was super cool. And then, becoming friends with him and all that. It's all so much fun how small the community is. But yeah, that's interesting. So you're heavily involved in the art scene. Did you go to school for that?
I didn't, man. This is all self-taught. I got back into art, or started art for that matter, back in 2010. I graduated high school in 2005.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, 2005, 16 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got into art solely because I always knew I was talented. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. But the main thing was to always remain humble. That is such an important thing, is honor and just remaining humble, no matter how much success you have in your life, right? Mm-hmm. I knew I wanted to do art. I just didn't know in what avenue I wanted to explore in. So naturally, it ended up working with photography. Mm. That was kind of my first step. And the thing, how I am is I can be harsh. I'm very articulate and harsh. It's because the way that I'm driven, I'm very 200%, or I don't fuck with it. That's just how I am. Mm-hmm. So with that, I started a group called Aftergo Gallery. Aftergo Gallery is a visual arts organization here in Dallas, just compiled of some of the most exclusive, talented people that you can find. And we started off in photography. We've been migrated over into visuals as far as experimental films. And then was working on a movie, like a full-fledged movie, back in January. We had filmed one scene, and then the virus happened, so I stopped it. The virus had just broke out of New York, and I didn't feel morally right asking everybody to come back for scene 2, knowing that we had no idea what was going on in New York, so I canceled it. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like a summary of me. It's very short, but I have a great public relations team that has been working with me for years, getting my art out, and from there it's just keeping your reputation and busting your ass.
Right. Well, that's interesting, because I don't think this conversation has hit a lot of people yet, but the way that we treat Pokemon now as our generation's new art, how do you feel about that comment, that aspect of Pokemon?
I mean, art is very subjective. Mm-hmm. I mean, we all know that. And what you do with your slabs, that's your prerogative, right? But I have always respected every single card that has ever been made in Pokemon, right? Because in my way of thinking, an artist physically had to draw that, whether it's, I don't know if Pokemon does more digital now, but at least from the WotC era, that stuff is literally hand-drawn from Arita and Fukuda and Sugimori, all these incredible artists and what they've done. We have to respect that no matter what. Even if you don't like Metapod or Caterpie or what have you, it was physically drawn with love, and you can tell by the way that they, added color and ridges and so forth. I treat it all like art pieces. I mean, it's 25 years here next year, and who knows what's going to happen in the next 25 years. Mm-hmm. All this stuff, like, to me, whenever you're looking at art, it's telling a story. You don't know the person's message. I personally am affected by that because most of my releases are very mysterious, but I leave them that way. I really work hard for you as the viewer to understand what I'm trying to convey. Mm-hmm. And if you ask me what my art means, I won't let you know, because I've always said art should always stay at the form of a question. It should never have an answer.
Right, and have its own meaning to each individual, what they see, how they feel. Yeah, very interesting.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's something that I've really honestly finally picked up on like enjoying art was when I went to see the Scream photos or the Scream, the Edward Munch collection in Japan. I just happened to be there at the right time. And
Nice.
I mean, Pokemon drove me to go there, but I got to go through this entire collection. It was like a 1.5, 2 hour tour of I don't know, I forget how many pieces there were, but it was so cool how they were, you know, just watching his progression of style and feelings, and you could just really truly see it within the art. And yeah, that was just a really special thing. And now, like any chance I get or go past some sort of gallery or museum, I like to step in and take a look and see what's going on. But yeah, these guys right here, these Edward Munch Pokemon were a beautiful, beautiful collaboration that they did, and I really hope that they do some more, because there's so much opportunity there to have some beautiful artwork, Pokemon wise.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the Scream promos are beautiful. I've been wondering what that thing behind you. How did you do that? As far as like, did that come with the card or
no? So this is a funny story. So I just happened to be in Japan for work at the time that these cards were being released, and I was in the area. So I was like, all right, I gotta go. I had a free day. I was like, I'm going here. I'm going to get the cards. It's gonna happen. So you go. I went and bought my ticket. Did the 1.5 hour or so look, and then you end at the gift shop of this gallery, and that's where the Pokemon stuff was. They had a gift shop in front, but there was no Pokemon. They said you had to go through to the other gift shop, and that's where you would get the Pokemon stuff. So I go through. I'm in the gift shop. I just rush to find the cards. There's a huge display, glass display with all 5 cards, Pikachu, the Mimikyu, all of them, and but I knew that they were only selling the Mimikyu at the store, and then that they were releasing the 3 others at the Pokemon Center, and then the Pikachu was in like December, like 2 months away. And I saw all 5. I was like, I need all these. So I went and asked, like, can I get these? Can I buy all 5 of these? And they wouldn't let me. But I was rushing around looking for things to grab. They had a ton of Pokemon stuff of the collaboration, but you were limited to 5 items. And I literally just grabbed the first things that I could. Like I missed out on the plush, which actually did really well. It's pretty expensive now. But I got the Mimikyu, and then I picked up these. And these are clear files, which, I mean, you could just put in like a folder or a binder or something. And they were like $10 each. And I got I got 4 of them. I didn't buy the Psyduck. I actually bought that recently. But I bought these 4 clear files. And when I got home and realized the plush was like going up in value and these other things were going up in value, I was like, oh, okay, I don't know why I bought these. I missed out. They literally sat in a tub for a year, year and a half. And I finally pulled them out, and my girlfriend had a frame out here, and she put it in the frame. I didn't even think of it, and it looks incredible. It looks awesome.
Yeah, dude, that's incredible. I love that, especially that Mimikyu one.
Yeah, so I went out and bought frames for all of them, and they're hanging on my wall here. But it cuts it out perfect, because right below it says like Pokemon Center Edward Munch. So it honestly, the frame size ended up just being perfect, and they look incredible, and that's what inspired my high society collecting videos.
Yeah, those are good videos.
Thank you. I gotta figure out some more. I ran out of ideas, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you will. That's funny.
So, excuse me. Wrong too. So you got back in at the end of 2018, and you jumped right towards, like you said, your base jungle fossil stuff. Were you buying any modern in there as well to just have that pack opening nostalgia, or were you doing it with vintage?
No disrespect to modern, but I hated modern. I was just like, no. Like, my sister had been trying to get me to play Sword and Shield, and I was like, hell no, I'm sticking with the OGs. He's like, well, the OGs are in the new one. I'm just like, no, sticking with yellow. My ass would go download an emulator or ROM. Don't listen to Nintendo. But I was playing yellow, man. You know, like I said, yellow and silver were my favorite. But modern, man, I couldn't get into it. Like, no matter what, I was like, so I just kept buying a bunch of vintage bags, and on a lot of those hidden fate stands, I got a lot of like 4 or 5 Jolteons ungraded, a couple base set Rocket. I just kept buying that, and then naturally, as it progressed in price, I was like, okay, I can't really buy them the way I actually, I want to. And then Hidden Fates had already been out for about maybe, this is back in February, so I think it's the holiday set, so it was released in September or October, right? Is that generally the yeah? So it was already February at that time, so everyone was still talking about Hidden Fates. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll buy it. Like, it's not bad. Well, then I started buying it like crazy and really getting into Modern and understanding that. And I heard Scott, Mr. Pratt, say that Modern should be treated as the gateway drug into Pokemon. And I was like, well, it worked, because that's what got me into Modern. And I mean, Hidden Fates is an incredible set. I absolutely love it. I've spent so much money on Hidden Fates and Champions Path. And basically appreciating that even though it's not vintage, even though it's not the nostalgic way that I like it, it's still really cool, and I still respect it. And so I collect, as Modern just as much as I would do vintage. Now I won't buy Modern slabs. I'm not really big on Modern slabs. I'm more on just like buying it just to get the old feeling of opening cards. Now vintage slabs all day. I've got most of them are in a vault. But Modern I just open just to open. And if I get some cool cards, I'll keep them and maybe grade them one day.
Right. Yeah. I'm the same way. I mean, I bought a ton of Champions Path. I'm disappointed in it, but still having that chase for the Charizards will be fun. Eventually, I haven't pulled one yet, but maybe one day.
Oh, damn. That's
No, I think
I pulled them very fast.
Oh, really? Yeah, my luck ran out. I'm extremely lucky with Hidden Fates. Pulled 3 Charizards in like 150 packs. And now I'm 100 deep in Champions Path and don't have one. So I think my luck dried out there. But I am looking forward to Vivid Voltage. I got a few cases of that. I might crack a case and put together a binder set, because I haven't done that in a long time. Where I think the last one was Evolutions, where I tried to complete a binder set, and that's really a lot of fun. That's where my nostalgia lies, is opening packs and enjoying that. So. Are you comfortable?
I got a booster box of Evolutions.
Oh yeah. Have you opened a lot of it?
Yeah, I've never opened it. No, I've never opened one pack of Evolutions, and I have a booster box because just heard it was a cool set. I've just never opened it.
Yeah, well, it's about double in price almost now. I think it was the same price for 5 years, but now it's finally going up. What's like? I don't know if you're comfortable with this, but the value of your collection here, what's your biggest piece? You mentioned you got a couple in the vault, so I figure there's got to be at least maybe a 4, maybe 5 figure card, probably 4 figure, I don't know, hanging out in there. What cards you got that you have sitting out there?
I'm absolutely comfortable. I've got, it's not really big to maybe most people, but to me it is. Most of them are the first edition starters from base. I just happened to buy some because they were just so criminally cheap at the time. I would say the total right now of the collection is anywhere between 20 to 30,000.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I mean it's not that bad. Considering the fact that I bought these just for the sake of me appreciating the art, and for me just liking those specific Pokemon. I didn't expect it to grow. I mean, at this point, it's now a portfolio unexpectedly. I never thought in a million years that it would do that, right? To the point where I didn't feel comfortable leaving any slabs at home, with the exception, got that Jolteon, and then I just happened to have a Japanese vending series of Eevee laying around.
I just bought 3 of those.
Nice. I really
like
like it. It's a beautiful card. I think I think that set is very underrated, and I think it'll start going up in price if it hasn't already. I haven't checked in a while.
It's slowly ticking up.
I didn't feel comfortable leaving those slabs here. You got Charizards, Blastoise, Venusaurs. A lot of stuff from base set and a lot from Jungle. I didn't, a lot of them are first editions. I just didn't feel comfortable leaving it at home. So the office that I work for happens to have a vault, so it just kind of works hand in hand, So I can see my vault anytime I want. So it's nice. I don't pay anything for it, but it's about 20 to 30K right now, and just glad that I bought it when I did.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I'm priced out of the market at this point of the stuff that I want. That's one thing that I like to push really hard now is like my experience of, I was just chasing money. I was chasing the flip game. I was having fun with it, and I mean it was great. I got a lot of experience to handle a lot of things, but I lost focus
you
on
know,
my goals and what I really enjoyed. So I've kind of, I still thankfully have a good amount of things that I really love. But it sounds like you were very focused and disciplined on getting the things that you wanted, base jungle fossil, and held on to them. So that's a hard thing to do. I mean, especially when you see the numbers tick up like this. So yeah, hold on to those babies because it's gonna be hard to get them back.
there is definitely hard to give them back, especially like you said, you're priced out. I'm priced out as well. A lot of these cards I can never buy anymore. If they happen to depreciate, then of course, But the way that things are going right now, it's just going, up and up. And I hate to be negative because I'm a really positive person, but the community is incredibly kind. I've met incredibly kind people in this community, anywhere from you, PFM, all the way to Leonhardt. I mean, just everyone's been incredibly kind. And then naturally, in every hobby that you go to, there are going to be a couple of bad apples. That's normal. They're trolls are the way they are, and they'll always be that way. The community right now is interesting as far as, I don't want to say controversial things going on right now, but it definitely raises awareness of what's really important in life, and is Pokemon really a want or a need? And I think people confuse both of them. Do we enjoy Pokemon? Absolutely. But is Pokemon a necessity? No. It's just something that we thoroughly enjoy and like spending time on.
Hmm.
And I've always believed it does not matter who enters or leaves the hobby. We cannot control their decisions and their mindset and so forth. If they want to collect, let them. If you happen to get priced out, okay, who cares?
Right.
Like, there are more important things in life right now than collecting flags. And even if the world was totally normal, there are still more important things than collecting. That's just something that makes us happy.
Hmm.
But yeah, like I said, Pokemon can be controversial because of the community, but Pokemon can also bring really, good things out of people too.
Yeah, and that's something that I've shared a lot with, especially with some of my recent guests of why is Pokemon important to us and why are we doing it? And it's for a lot of people it's filled a void. It's created a attachment that brings us happiness, brings us that joy, and I've been talking to a few people and I'm hitting the point where like, oh, I moved back home finally, and I'm with my family, my friends, and like that's something that is pulling me away from Pokemon now because I have that I guess that fulfillment in life now again where I have my loved ones around and I'm doing more things with my life, and yeah, Pokemon again, it's a luxury. It's not a necessity. It's something that sits in your cabinet, sits in your vault, sits on your wall, whatever. And yeah, it's a great avenue, great investment piece to work on, but it's something that I took over my life here for like the past 4 years, 5 years, because I was so engaged, so involved with this hobby, and I love it. I'm still doing it, and this is my outlet now with it because I got priced out. I want to do these podcasts and these videos. It's fun, a good way to stay engaged, not taking up too much time, and
Sure.
yeah. Eventually, for all of us, I think we're gonna part with our collections when something pops up. You have a kid, you buy a house, you do all this stuff. It's gonna continue to grow because more people are gonna get into it, and it's gonna be nostalgic for the kids after us here that are dealing with their first set as Hidden Fates or Champions Path. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a tough thing to take emotions out of it, but eventually, yeah, it's a part of life of moving on and seeing the more important avenues and aspects in life.
Most definitely. Well said. Yeah, a lot of us are emotionally invested to them, but I mean, I think what
Hmm.
Pokemon has done for me personally is it has, filled a void, sure, but being so heavily invested in art for so long and then forcing to stop because of what happened earlier this year with the pandemic, kind of forces you to think, all right, like this is all I've ever known, you know, and start building more relationships with friends and so forth, and seeing them more. But the one thing Pokemon has never done is disappointed me. Now, naturally, disappointment is just a not normal thing in life, but it's also helped my depression, anxiety, and so forth. Is it the sole reason? No, of course not. There are other things that, you know, fill that void, but Pokemon is that one thing I can always go back to.
Yeah.
You know, that made me happy, and I don't know, I can't explain that feeling again, you know. So
Right.
yeah.
Well, so what's on the agenda for you now, collection wise? I mean, you said that you pretty much hit most of your goals here with binder sets or some of your favorite slabs. Do you have anything on the radar, on the Pokemon radar right now?
That's a hard one, man. I have been really interested in the autograph capsuling of cards. I think that it's so cool. I know that's the new thing for Pokemon right now as far as getting your cards signed, and that's been something I've been focused on, as well as booster boxes. Those two things have been on my radar for quite some time. Like, I pretty much have bought every card I've wanted, for the exception of trophy cards and illustrators and so forth. Those are, you know, way out of my price. But the cards that I have, I just already happen to have, and I'm very blessed. When I bought, I went nuts, and I bought a ton. And again, I'm very blessed to have them. But as far as now, like Jungle, I think the goal is to buy a Jungle booster box. Kind of deciding on when's a good deal to buy that. And getting more cards that are graded, that have autographs on them and sketches and so forth by Arita. Those are the two big things that I would really like right now. Everything else I already have, and I'm just blessed to have. I have pretty much collected every card that I have wanted, and I'm very blessed to have, other than, you know, those autographed cards and booster boxes. And with the exception of me selling a couple cards that I'm cool with parting ways, I don't need money. I've got what I need. I've got the air of my lungs, man. I'm blessed. I'm very, very blessed and humbled to have what I have.
Yeah. What cards did you get signed by Fukuda back in Dallas?
So I don't have it back yet, but I got a Pikachu Gold Star Japanese. I got it for like criminally cheap. And I remember actually messaging you because I didn't know what, like, a suggestion as far as what to get him to sign, and then forgetting that he did all the Gold Stars. So yeah, I found that for really criminally cheap. It was ungraded. I would say it was about PSA 8, and it was $75. It was a hell of a steal.
Wow.
And so I bought it. Yeah, I know. I bought it, and I got that graded, and it's actually on my Instagram, ungraded somewhere, maybe towards the middle. Then I got I love it. I just think it looks incredible. And then I got a Jolteon, one of the Jolteon promos with him signing it. I forget how he did it, but I think it's somewhere also on my Instagram. But the main one was that sketch of Charizard on that Pikachu Gold Star, which is incredible. That's something that I will never part with.
Yeah, that's such a great combo, Charizard and Pikachu. It's just it hits the anime right in the feels too. So that's a really nice card to have.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you still have yours, the autograph one?
I have what do I have left? I have a Mew and a Blastoise. Yeah, I have a Delta Species Mew. I have a Delta Species Blastoise with the Blastoise sketch, which I think is cool because most people got the Charizard or the Rayquaza. And then I have two of the Reggie trios up on eBay, which I do plan on selling. But I don't remember what sketches those have on it. But yeah, the Mew and Blastoise are for me. Like, those aren't going anywhere.
Nice.
Yeah, those I didn't like Delta Species cards. I just fell in love with because of that signing. Like, I just looked them up. I was looking for Fukuda cards to buy to get signed, and I knew about the Gold Stars. But then I started going through his list of cards, and yeah, the Delta Species are just great artworks, and I like the aspect of them being different energy types than what they normally are. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think Slowpoke got a nice card signed. We got a lot of signed, but I think it's specifically that Snorlax one that he got signed was pretty cool.
Yeah, I got one of those too. Did I? Or no, I don't think I ended up getting it signed because I focused on other cards. But yeah, Swolpoke's the new expert on signatures. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah,
He's invested in it. He's engaged in it. He's paying attention to it. He got that awesome binder signature with the sketch, like the full sketches. So
yeah.
if you have any questions about signatures, go to Swolpoke. He'll help you out.
Yeah, I see him calling out people sometimes, and they rightfully deserve it. So
Yeah, no, that's a good thing because those the Sugamoris, which the price points those are at now, we need someone out there to be sure to educate everybody because there's quite a few fakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I think Fukuda's the only signed cards that I have. I don't have any Aritas. I was gonna get some stuff signed when he was going to Salt Lake City, but that got canceled. I think it's coming back up again soon, so I got to prepare for that if I do want to. But yeah, those are I've only got Fukudas. Do you have any other signed cards yet?
So what happened is I bought a PSA 8 First Edition Pikachu Red Cheek from Rusty, right? And I asked him if he could break the case for me because I was going to get it signed. Well, I sent that card to Andrew from Lootbox. He was doing me a solid, asked him, hey, can you get this signed for me in sketch? He said, absolutely. I had already done previous business with Andrew. Great guy. And he was doing me a solid by doing it. And then naturally it got canceled, so he sent it back. And it's funny, with that card that I got from Rusty that Andrew sent back, I just sent off with starters from base set to get graded. I'm like, man, watch them get screwed over. And like, it was originally PSA 8 and watch it be like a PSA 7 the way, or 6 the way PSA is now. But yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, it's the only one that I have. It's those gold stars for now. So hopefully I get some original Aretas coming in whenever things start to go normal.
Yeah. No, I discovered they'll do the full like portraits of it can't be Pokemon related, but they'll do portraits like that. So I was gonna have Arita do something like that because I got one from Fukuda. It was like two mecha rock looking, I call them failed Pokemon attempts, but that's not true. So so those are pretty cool to get something like that. PFM has one from Fukuda, the bunny with the sword. Yeah, that's
that's hella cool. So damn detailed.
Yeah. So I hope to get that was the original plan, was to get one of those and a couple cards signed as well, but I'll have to figure out when he's actually coming back again.
I hope he comes back soon.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we need things to still calm down more with the virus, but hopefully that all works itself out. Yeah. So what? Actually, I wanted to bring up your Afterglow Glory Instagram here.
It does not exist right now.
Oh, it doesn't?
If you go on my website, that does exist. AfterglowGallery.com.
Because I remember. Wait, why did you take it down?
I took it down because I'm not working on anything, and to me, it solely focuses on me concentrating on stuff for the future. I do that from time to time. I think people already know if I'm not on, I'm working on something, so I don't have to solely be on and waste my time. Okay. But AftergoGallery.com is always up, and you'll see my bio, the publications I've had from a number of local publications that I'm very, very grateful for. Photos from the past. Videos are on there, but they're currently all private. But yeah, I've worked a lot on that website, but it's just a lot of time and effort that has gone into that in the team. And my business partner and I have, she's an incredible actress here in Dallas, repped by a number of people. I couldn't even tell you. Done a lot of local commercials. I've been on TV shows. Between her mindset and my drive and knowledge and expertise in this, we've done a lot of great things. And this movie that we're working on, whenever we do get back, is heavily inspired by Inception and Twin Peaks, the TV show, not the trashy bar. But yeah, like that script's been done, and I'm already working on something else. And yeah, man, I'm very excited for that to come out. But we've had already a couple shows. First show was Pucker Up. That was an experimental film that was also inspired by Twin Peaks. And then my second show was actually this past December, and we had musicians that performed, and it was a Christmas party basically. But yeah, man, it's getting better and better. I've always said that if you're in the same spot you were a year ago, then something's wrong. Now, naturally, this doesn't count this year, but with virus. But yeah, it's just my way of doing it. And I also manage a musician as well.
Oh.
So it's a lot. If you go on her page, you can check it out if you want. But yeah, man, it's just a lot of different avenues. And then me working in the corporate life, solely focused on hotels and so forth. It's a lot, man. I have my hand in a lot of jars, so to speak.
Well, that's good. Do that while you can. I'm hoping to get back into another corporate gig and take on some more while I'm still young and have the energy. So
true, man.
But yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, cool. I mean, I think. Is there any questions you have for me, or do you have any other stories, I guess, from your childhood or recent with Pokemon that you'd like to share?
There is one that is very memorable to me, and I think I've told this. No, I've maybe told this once before, but it's your simple one that it will always mean a lot to me. But when Pokemon came out, I told my mother that I wanted the game, and there was Pokemon Red and Blue. And let's be honest, most people pick red, right? And if you got blue, because they ran out of red. And that's just the way I see it. And anyways, I just remember my mother buying that for me. And I visioning down at Target. And I remember running down at Target and seeing the games. I remember getting Pokemon Red. And I remember my mother telling me, if you're going to play this game, make sure you play it to its fullest effect. And I remember listening to that. And I'm just like, what the hell does she mean play to the fullest effect? Well, she knew how engaged I was with Pokemon at the time and how I would influence my sisters, right? And I took that meaning fullest effect as always doing your best. And doing your best can mean just in life, the way that you look, present yourself to society, into playing. Playing a video game, capturing 151 creatures, right? And I took that and I never forgot it. A simple thing that I heard in the car one day when I was ripping out the Pokemon game out of the package, and just her saying that was just very memorable to the point where I've lived with that ever since, like that 200% mentality, Mamba mentality, so to speak, and never forgetting that and just continuing to hustle and, quality over quantity, man.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing how those little things, especially related to Pokemon, can carry on with us all the way till now. So it's really
insane,
awesome.
Man.
Yeah.
It's insane. But advice for you, man, I know I've told you this privately, but publicly as well for your viewers, is I don't give compliments very often. I'm very, like I said, I'm just very harsh, just how I am, especially in as far as how much work you put into your brand. Branding is everything. But also remaining humble when you do receive success is also everything as well. But you've got a lot of talent. And I think a lot of people in the community know that, and a lot of people respect you. You're one of the first people I saw in this community, and I saw how respectful and humble you were. And there's so much talent, and I think there's talent you haven't begun yet to hit yet, that it's coming. But just to continue to drive and just continue to be excellent, man. Like, you're doing great things.
Thank you, man.
I want you to know that.
I really appreciate it. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm having fun with this, so it's always nice to get that support. And yeah, I hope to see it through and keep going at it. It's going to be a fun little journey.
It is. Thanks for having me on here, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. I hope we can meet up in person sometime. I hope to pull something special here soon and have to find a reason to fly down to Dallas to knock on Beckett's door. So if that happens, I'll be sure to get in contact with you.
Hit me up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks again. And guys, be sure to follow him. GengarBrigade here on Instagram and Afterglow Gallery once that pops back up. But you saw the website and you'll have to take a look. but yeah, dude, I'll see you on Discord, and if you have any questions, if I got questions, I'll be hitting you up. So
Please do.
Yeah, I appreciate the advice again, and all the help with the business side of things that we've talked about. So
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Stay well.
All right, you too. Thanks.
Take care.